Oh, Kris.
Ooh, that's different.
That was really good, Kris.
Hi everybody, Kris McCormack joined by James Lee, and today we are out at the Ping Proving Grounds. So today we're going to have an opportunity to take a look at some new product offerings from Ping. And James, why don't you let everybody know what we're going to take a look at today?
Well, pretty excited. We're going to look at the new G440 line. We're going to look at the driver, the Fairway woods, the hybrids, and our irons.
I'm excited. Anytime Ping comes out with new product, it's always exciting because it is a little bit slower cadence than the majority of the other companies out there.
Right.
So this is going to be a fun day. And before we get into it, make sure give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and with that, let's hit some shots.
Let's get started. All right, Kris, we're going to hit the new G440. I want to kind of see what your launch is, because that'll determine if we stay with that head or if we go to a power spec or we go to our new retro spec head.
Perfect. I have a sneaky suspicion I know which direction we're going to have to go.
All right, let's see it.
Let's take a few and see what we come up with here.
Sounds good. Was that a good ball there?
Yeah, that was pretty well struck.
Okay. How does that look to you? Because the head's just a little bit smaller.
For a game improvement model, the offset isn't off-putting, the top line isn't off-putting, it frames the ball nicely. Acoustics are surprising for this category of iron.
Yeah, a little different with that new badge that's in there. And also, the face is a little thinner, so it'll flex a little bit more. So
Sure.
we should expect a little bit more ball speed.
Say 127 miles for me out of a 7 iron.
That's pretty solid.
Pretty quick.
How was that struck?
Just fix the face a little bit. Pretty solid off the face.
Okay, except for that one right there, pretty good dispersion. But what I kind of look at is your launch angle. And when I was noticing your launch angle is a little on the low side. So prime candidate, I want you to try retro and see if we can get that launch up a little higher without sacrificing any carry or total distance. Now, with that retro spec, we're probably going to increase some of that spin as well.
Perfect.
Which could be good for you.
So spin equals control coming into those greens.
Yes, that is correct. So this is our new retro. Same lie angle. We're not changing any color code or lie angle.
And I'm traditionally a little bit more on the upright side.
Yeah, so I went 1 degree upright, which is blue.
I'm going a little weaker with the retro, correct?
That is correct. How was that one?
Touch heavy.
Okay, heavy, but give me one more and I'm gonna point something out to you.
Sure.
Which is gonna be very enlightening.
That was well struck.
Nice. Okay. So remember we were in that standard loft and I said you were a little on the low side with your launch. So you were averaging about 13.8.
Sure.
That one was a little low, but on average you're about 15. So it's launched a little higher. And your spin rates, this was a little on the high side, but it did increase your spin, like we talked about, because it has a little bit more loft, right?
Sure.
So that, and then your land angle is your stopping power. So your land angle is gonna be right here, and that's what's gonna really get you to stop on the green and not roll off the back.
The look, the sound, the feel is all there, which is something that a lot of players typically struggle with in the game improvement category. So I would say definitely worth something checking out.
Perfect.
So what do we got next?
Let's look at driver.
Perfect, let's take a look.
We're gonna try our LST, we're gonna try our Max. And where did you say your miss was?
Miss is left.
So we're not gonna try the SFT.
SFT is left
Straight flight
bias.
technology, it's gonna go a little left on you, so I don't want that.
Fair enough.
All right, this is our LST, 9 degree. Now, the key thing with the new G440 driver head, we can actually put someone in a lower loft than previous.
Okay.
So if you were in a 10.5, we could probably put you in a 10 and get kind of the same launch conditions.
Got it.
Faster ball speed and a little more distance.
Who doesn't like that?
That's right. But we're gonna start you out with a 9. I just want to see where you're at before we decide to go to a 10.5 if we need to.
Fair enough.
But that was one of the main changes also, is we can actually fit someone into a little bit less loft than previous.
And I'm assuming that's a CG story and moving around some discretionary weight in the head?
That is correct.
I mean, out of the gate, a little flat, but feel and sound, really solid.
Feels good. Sounds good too.
Definitely.
And feel usually equates to sound.
100%.
Now that was a little low on the spin, but that's fine. If I see that consistently, that's when I know LST is not for you, and we can go to a max. How do those feel? How's it look?
Definitely looks good. Coming out flat and just knuckleballs for me.
Yes, so LST is not for you. Now, the head is just, I mean, it's still 460 cc's, but if you compare it to our previous model, it's a little bit smaller.
Gotcha.
All right, so now we're gonna try the max.
Okay.
LST, low spin, not your driver.
Not my driver.
Not your driver.
And I've never been somebody to fall in that low spin category as far as the product goes, so
right.
No surprise there. All right, so max this year, carbon on the crown.
Yes.
That's new.
Now that was a little bit better launch there.
Definitely.
Spin's still a little on the low side, but that would help with, again, possibly going to a little bit more loft. All right, so let me make a little adjustment here.
Yeah.
Because I did notice that you're right around 12. I like to see close to 13. Now that spin was really good. I want your spin to be right around 25, 26 for
Sure.
you. But I'm gonna add a little bit of loft here. So
Staying in the 9-degree head and just using
staying in 9-degree.
Perfect.
Much better launch there,
Yeah, launch was good there.
right?
Hung it out to the right a touch, but like we were talking about, I usually fight that left miss.
And that's just a face angle. Your club paths come from the inside, your face is just open, so that's why I went off to the right a little bit. Good ball there.
That was best of the group so far, I think.
So, best launch. We got that up a little higher. Didn't capture your spin rate, but 270 carry, 296. That was your best ball.
It's best ball.
Ball speed, 158. So that was really good as well. You had a couple of 158s, but I added a little bit of loft there. Typically when you add loft, ball speed drops a little bit, but
Right.
not in your case.
Not in my case.
Right,
I need
so
it.
it's not for, it's not for everybody. We're gonna make sure it works for you. And adding that loft helped you, and you actually had a little faster ball speed. And by design, the G440 head is a little faster off the face also.
I can tell. I like it. 270 carry plays anywhere in the world, right?
For sure.
Oh, now there's the ego component where we can get 300 out of it.
Right, but the main thing also, your dispersion. I like you in the fairway.
Definitely. Love that.
You're a low ball hitter. We're gonna look at fairway woods now. Now, we have our max, we have a SFT, we have a LST. Your miss is left.
Definitely.
So we're gonna rule out the SFT for you.
Okay.
You're a low spin guy, so we're gonna rule out the LST. So we have a couple of options here. We're gonna use the 3 max.
Okay.
Or we can use our new 4 wood.
Ooh.
So
okay.
I'm gonna introduce you to that as well. But I wanna see what you do with the 3 first.
Sure.
And then we'll go to the 4.
Let's take a
All
look.
right.
So at address, these look fantastic. So again, carbon going into fairway wood category.
Yes. Compared to our previous model, the fairway wood's a little bit on the larger side compared to the driver and the hybrid, which are a little bit smaller.
So face here looks a little deeper.
Yes, it is a little deeper. But I will tell you,
Directionally, it's great.
you're a prime candidate
Coming
for a
out low.
4-wood. So, we just came out with the 4-wood. We haven't had a 4-wood before. Previously, we just take a 3-wood, add some loft,
Sure.
or a 5-wood and take off some loft. But now we have that option of utilizing a 4-wood for guys like you that need that extra get up in the air.
So 17 degrees aloft.
Oh, Kris.
Ooh, that's different.
That was really good, Kris. Still a tiny bit low in the launch. The spin was great. Oh, I like that.
I'm a believer in the
You're a
4-wood.
believer in the 4-wood?
I'm a believer in the 4-wood.
I think we're going to do really well with the 4-wood.
17
So,
degrees. This
If you look here, I mean, granted, this is your 3-wood. You hit some very low shots there, right?
Very low shots.
But now we give you that forward, a little more confidence of, okay, I can get that ball up in the air.
So I'm typically, with a traditional 15-degree lofted fairway wood, it's primarily off the tee. And then I carry a 20-degree lofted fairway wood that's something that I utilize out of the fairway going into par 5s or even really long par 3s.
Right.
So something at 17 degrees kind of fits that bill of I can hit it off the tee, I can also take it off the turf and still see a good amount of launch and spin.
And typically off the tee, you'll see faster ball speeds and you'll hit a little further.
For sure.
Compared to off the ground. So here is our new hybrid. One of the changes we made there, it's 20 degrees.
So a little weaker.
Yes. For launch, for you.
Launch for me. Love that. Love that.
So we went from 19 to 20, and in our 4 hybrid, we went from 22 to 23.
Okay.
And then in our 5 hybrid, we went just a half a degree instead of a full degree. So that was the main difference between those 3. But also, another nugget for you. So that's designed to go straighter. But as we get into like the 5 and 6, more of like slight draw into a draw up into the 7.
Got it. So kind of appealing to the demographic that's going to play those higher lofted hybrids.
Absolutely. And if you hit that 3 hybrid too low, then I would fit you into a 7 wood.
Makes sense.
Right? Because not everybody fits into a 3 wood. Some people, 3 hybrid. Some people fit into a 7 wood, which will give you a little higher launch, longer shaft, a little faster ball speed, a little bit more distance. And that's what we're kind of looking for also.
And that totally aligns with how I kind of came to the conclusion of the 20-degree lofted fairway wood that I'm playing now.
Right.
So makes perfect sense.
So there's nothing wrong if you can't get that one off the ground. We just go to a 7 wood and fit that gap. See, and that's still a little low. And the reason why I say that is one number I look for when it comes to hybrids is that right there.
Definitely. Playability, 31.
That's rolling.
Definitely.
We want it closer to 40, so it's stopping, right? So you're a prime candidate, and even if I added some loft to that, it's still not, it's not gonna be enough. So the 7 wood for the 3 hybrid, the 9 wood for the 4 hybrid. 5 iron, you're on your own.
9 wood.
So we went through the new G440 irons. We looked at our G440 driver. We hit the LST, we hit the Max. We didn't do the SFT only because his missus left, so that would enhance that. We went through Fairway woods. He launched it a little low, so we went to a 4 wood. And then we looked at our new hybrids, which has a little extra loft on it as it is, but we're probably gonna transition to a 7 wood instead of a 3 hybrid for him. But all in all, we hit everything. All the new product is really solid.
That all makes sense to me. James, big thank you today.
You're welcome.
Appreciate the time. This has been a lot of fun. Always fun coming out to the proving grounds and checking out the new toys. But I would say G440 product, definitely worth checking out. And when you are ready to take a look at some additional Club Test content, make sure and check out our channel, give us a like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.